Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Tank be chopping, and I'm back with another haircut tutorial. Alright guys, so what we're going to be doing on this cut is we actually just going to be tapering in the sides. As you can see, my client does have it disconnected, so we're not necessarily tapering the side all the way into the length on top. We're leaving the length on top alone. So as you can see, what I'm doing here is I'm just combing out the tapered area where my client is going to get tapered, and now I'm combing out my client's beard because we are going to trim that down, line it up, add some enhancements. However, I did not record me using the razor or adding enhancements on this cut. I don't know why, but for whatever reason I did not. But nonetheless, guys, I'm go ahead and go in with my one lever open, and I just came down with my client, with the grain where I wanted to debulk, and now I'm using my number 2 guard all the way up to where the short hair meets the long hair. And this is basically just me debulking the tapered area. And now what I'm doing here is I'm taking my FX, my boost trimmers, and what I'm doing is I'm setting in my initial guideline for the taper. And I'm gonna go ahead and line him up behind the ear towards the neck area. And the reason why I'm doing this is I already have the trimmers in my hand, so I might as well do it. Figure it'd save me a little bit of time. And now I'm going in with my Gold FX, the Boost Edition, and I have my lever all the way open, and I'm following that same shape, going up about ½ an inch. And as you can see, I am using a slight flick out motion towards the top of this section, and that's just gonna help make it a little bit easier to fade in for me. And then as you can see, I'm gonna adjust my lever closed and work my way down. So by the time my lever is all the way closed, I'm attacking that bottom guideline. So the next step is me with my one guard on my clipper, lever all the way open, setting in another section, following the same shape, using a slight flick out motion towards the top of where I want the section to be. And as you can see, I keep that comb or a brush in my hand just to make sure I keep combing that hair down. And I'm gonna go over this a good amount of times, guys, because as you can see, the hair wants to curl up, and we gotta make sure we're being really consistent with it, combing that hair down or brushing it down. And right there, I just closed my lever, and now I'm attacking the bottom line of this section. And it's not gonna get this line out completely. I'm gonna have to go in with my 0 or my 1/16 guard to get that line out. But as you can see, I'm just softening that line, making it easier for me, so when I do go in with that 0 guard or that 1/16 guard, it'll take it out easier. So this is the 1/16 guard, 0 guard, whatever you want to call it. And I'm going in with my lever halfway open, and I'm just tapping at that line. I'm really not coming too far up into that section. I'm just tapping at that line, going into that section slightly and flicking at that line. And then I'm closing my lever or adjusting my lever little by little to see what it does to that line. Now I'm going in with my 1.5 guard. My lever is closed, but as you can see, I'm floating that clipper. Just trying not to create any harsh lines, but at the same time, I'm trying to make this blend all well together. And once again, guys, I'm keeping that comb, I'm using a comb right now, but I'm keeping that comb in my hand just to keep combing everything down, because like I said earlier, guys, the hair does want to curl up every time I go over it. So I got to make sure I keep combing that hair down. That way I can actually see what the hair is actually doing. And now what I'm doing is I'm going in and detailing. This is my number 1 guard, lever open, and I'm just doing this detail work where I feel is needed, just taking care of any discrepancies, any dark areas, anything that I feel needs to be touched up with this 1 guard. I'm going in and I'm touching it up using corner blending, doing my detailing, I don't even know what I'd call it, but just doing my detail steps to make sure everything looks nice. And now I'm going back in with my 0 guard or my 1/16 guard. Same thing, guys, adjusting my lever as needed. Started off with my lever all the way open, and then I'm just gonna adjust that lever as needed. And as you can see, I am using a brush now, and it just helps keep that hair laid down a little better than that comb did. And now this is my 1 guard, I believe. Lever open, and I'm just coming with the grain, trying to clean everything up. And here is, I believe this is my 1.5 guard. Just doing some more cleanup work, guys. And remember, guys, when it comes to detailing, you can detail as much as you need. Sometimes it won't take you this long to detail. Sometimes it will. Me personally, I set in my original or my initial guidelines in pretty quickly, and then I spend a lot of my time detailing. So now I'm clipping up the front of my client's hair just to make it easier for me to trim down and line up. And as you can see, I'm combing all that hair down in the front. That way I can make sure that I go over it with a 1.5 guard or a one lever open, which makes it a 1.5 with the grain. That way it makes it easier for me to line up. And that's what I'm doing here, guys. This is my one lever open, which makes it a 1.5. And I'm just coming with the grain, trimming all this down. That way it makes that line look nice and crispy. So now I'm gonna go ahead and line him up. You know how your boy does it, guys. I like to start off in the middle of my client's hair and then work my way over, setting that initial guideline. And as you can see, I'm just working my way over to that vertical bar. Gonna hit that vertical bar up, make sure it's nice and crisp. And as y'all can see, I did speed this part of the video up a little bit. I just feel that sometimes I feel that I take too long lining up, so I feel like I need to, you know, speed that up a little bit for y'all. But as you can see, I'm going over it a good amount of time, just being really consistent with it. And now that that is done, I'm going back in and detailing some more. Now, I know y'all may be asking, like, why is this dude doing so much detail work? Like I said earlier, guys, I spend most of my time detailing because for me, that's how my product comes out the best. And after I line up my client, I can actually see them discrepancies even better. I can see dark areas even better. So I go back in after I line up my client and clean up everything that needs to be cleaned up. And then I really get more of an actual finished product look, you know what I'm saying? And lets me know what needs to be done, if there's any more work that needs to be done. But nonetheless, guys, as you can see, I'm taking down my client's beard now. I did go over it with the 3 guard, but then I actually did go over it with a number 2 guard. Don't know why I didn't record that, but nonetheless, fading in my client's beard now, and now I'm just lining it up. And we're not doing nothing too crazy to the beard, just basically keeping the same shape that we originally had. So I know you're not really going to be able to see me do a lot because, you know, a lot of times when I'm doing the beard, my hand gets in the way. But as y'all can see, I am lining him up, trying to follow that same shape that we had previously. Cleaning him up in the neck area. Line up that mustache. And it's really hard for me to explain how to clean up a mustache or a beard. Like, I think that's just really like a lot of trial and error, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to go through doing it before you can actually figure out how to do it perfectly. I hope that makes sense. But now what we're doing here is we're moving on to the back area. I did clear out the bulk with a number 2 guard. I did not record the right side of this haircut, but we did the same thing on the right side that we did on the left side. And now on the back, we're doing the same exact thing, setting in my initial bald guideline with my Boost FX trimmers. And now I'm going in with my clipper open, going up about 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch or so, using a slight flick out motion, adjusting my lever notch by notch the more I move down. And now this is my 1 guard lever open, doing the same thing, gonna set in another guideline, and then I'm gonna fade that section down. Clipper closed, attacking that bottom guideline. And now I'm coming with the grain with that 1 guard. Now here is my 0 or my 1/16, cleaning up the bottom of that blend, just tapping that a little bit, and now I'm going in with my 1.5 guard. Now here is my 1 guard again. So the back, I'm doing a lot of different things because his hair was growing, you know, so we only had a certain amount of room to work with in the back, and I wanted to keep that blend at a certain area, so I didn't want to take that blend all the way up to where his hair met. So I was trying to keep it kind of low, but not too low, you know what I'm saying? And what I mean by low is like low to that initial guideline, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know I brought that taper kind of high in the back, but I just wanted it to look like it was a taper, but I wanted to leave some gradient, so I'm leaving my guidelines a little smaller than normal, just to make sure that that gradient is there and you can actually see that he's got a nice taper in the back. But as you can see, this taper is coming together. Just using the guards I feel is necessary, doing some detail work, corner blending, everything that needs to get done. But as y'all can see, guys, this is how my client came into the shop looking. And this is the finished product. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this haircut in the comment section. If y'all like this video, please make sure to smash that like button. Also, if you're new to my channel, make sure and subscribe one time for your boy. Remember, guys, I am in the Houston, Texas area, so if you want a haircut with your boy, you can go to my website, tangbychopping.com. You can book an appointment online. If you want it to be for YouTube, you can actually put that in the comment section also. But that's basically it, YouTube. I appreciate y'all for watching. Until next time, let's go. Yeah.